Tonight's focus will be on post-secondary planning, and I am Marcy Good, the Community Learning Center Coordinator under Family Engagement. And tonight I'm excited to introduce to you Kathryn Costley, Rebecca Wood, and Margaret Walsh from our own Exceptional Ed Department. And tonight's session will cover the next steps after high school, which can be challenging and exciting times for us, especially during transitional planning. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Welcome, everyone. And please save your questions for the end, and we will be sure to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much, Ms. Good. So I am Rebecca Wood, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So we're very excited to be here with you tonight. First, I'd like to introduce Henrico's transition team. As I said, my name is Rebecca Wood, and I serve the schools in the western region of the county, the middle schools and the high schools. Kathryn Costley is also here with us. She serves the schools in the eastern region of the county. Dennis Alshetsky and Melanie Crocker both support our ACE centers, which are at Highland Springs ACE, and Dennis supports those programs, and then Melanie Crocker supports the ACE programs at Hermitage High School.
And I guess I'm going to start the beginning of our presentation. So one of the biggest questions that we get asked is, when should we begin discussing transition? Now, when it comes to compliance and IEP compliance and legalities, everybody with an IEP should begin starting having post-secondary goals identified within the year that they turn 14. So if a student's going to be turning 14 during that particular school year, the most recent IEP that's closest to their 14th birthday should be the one that starts addressing their post-secondary goals. But what we are wanting to promote is that we really should start talking about transition as soon as those kind of questions come up. So we all remember when we were little and people would ask us, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be? And those are those kind of discussions that we're having with our toddlers, with our primary school children, with our elementary school children, and even into middle school. When they start talking about, well, mommy, I want to be this, or daddy, I want to be that, those are great times that you can actually have those, you know, very informal discussions with your children. Well, why do you want to be that? Well, what do you think that's all about? So we are really promoting that as students start coming into the elementary school years, that both parents and teachers should start having some of those discussions so that we can start documenting some of those desires that the children want to do when they grow up. In addition, and you can go ahead and change it, but in addition, one of the other things, if you can go back, did we get everything on that slide? Pretty much.
Yeah.
But in addition, I'm a big Stephen Covey fan, and so the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, and we kind of are looking at begin with the end in mind. So that's going to be really important as young people start moving into elementary school and then into middle school. Like, what do you want to be? Because that's going to help with making some critical decisions that will occur during that time frame. Because if you want to go be a neurosurgeon, probably not a certain type of a diploma status is going to be the direction that you want to go. So we need to really start beginning with the end in mind to determine what is the right type of academic path that students should take. And with doing that, you know, parents and caregivers should have certain goals in mind. I know we all as parents are like, we have, when we hold that little baby in our arms, we have preconceived ideas of what we think they will and will not be when they grow up. And so every parent comes to this planning with some already preconceived ideas in their mind. And another thing that we also need to think about, especially as school staff, when we are supporting our families, is that we need to be culturally sensitive to the decision-making process as well, so that we can glean as much information from the parents, so that we can make sure that those type of activities that we're promoting falls in line with their cultures and what they value most in their cultures. Let's see, parents strive for their children to complete their public education, obtain a diploma, and become fully invested adults in our communities. So that's what this process that we help facilitate in our schools, that's what we're doing by doing this process. Next slide. So to do that, we do have some critical decision points along the way. One of the big things that we need to do is, especially with a student with the IEP, what does your child need to be successful? So what are those things that you have written into your child's IEP to determine what's going to bring them the most academic success? So those are some of the things that you're going to actually be also using when you're talking about the transition process. And when you're moving along the student's educational path, what are some of those decisions that we need to make? So if your student has an IEP and they are in a situation where they are requiring a modified type of curriculum that's not the same curriculum that some of the other students are pursuing, then those kind of decisions to follow different curricular paths are going to be coming as a critical decision point, because when you start making decisions to kind of make a student's world smaller, for lack of a better way of putting it, we need to be aware that that will affect moving forward middle school and high school. Next slide. So what do we need to know about diploma options? So currently the Commonwealth of Virginia identifies for 3 different types of diploma options. They are the advanced diploma, they are the standard diploma, and they are the applied studies diploma. Next slide.
Well, this slide has the short video.
Yes. Okay, that's right. I see that. So what we're going to do is we do have a short video that we would like to show you, and this will it's a really really cute little comprehensive way for us to be able to describe this. So thank you, Rebecca, for reminding me about that.
Absolutely. Let me know if you guys don't have the audio. Oh, wait.
Is there supposed to be audio, Rebecca? It's not working.
Yeah, no audio.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about
that. With a goal of achieving the highest diploma.
Okay.
When considering diploma
Can you hear it
options,
now?
think of your child's time in school as an educational journey. A career is the final destination on that journey. When planning a journey, the first thing you have to decide is where you want to go. Then you have to map out the best way to get there. If the career is your child's destination, then the diploma is the vehicle that will get her to that destination. Ultimately, the diploma that your child earns should be one that best meets the goals she has for life after high school. You will want to explore and plan for your child's future with a goal of achieving the highest diploma possible to meet those goals. It is important to speak to your IEP team, school counselor, and teachers when your child is very young about the best diploma option for your child's career goal. Then start to get the necessary information about the job to know what courses are needed to best prepare for that career. Work with your school to include all of this information in the IEP. Also make sure this information is included in her academic and career plan, and revisit the plan often, at least once a year, to make sure your child is still on the right path. Currently, the Virginia Department of Education offers a number of diploma options for children. It is important to know the requirements of each and set goals in elementary and middle school to achieve the best diploma to meet your child's goals for the future. One option, the Advanced Studies Diploma, requires students to have 26 credits and 9 verified credits. Children are responsible for completing 3 years of a foreign language and Algebra 2 or above for this diploma. This is the best diploma for children wishing to attend a 4-year college. A second option, the standard diploma, requires students to have 22 credits and 6 verified credits. Although children can attend a 4-year college with this diploma, it is more suitable for children wishing to attend a community college or enter into a career after graduation. The third option, the Applied Studies Diploma, is only available to students identified as having a disability who complete the requirements of their IEPs but do not meet the requirements for standard or advanced studies diplomas. An Applied Studies Diploma is not equivalent to a standard diploma, and it will not qualify a child for the same post-secondary opportunities as a standard or advanced studies diploma, such as higher education, financial aid, and some employment opportunities. If your child chooses the Applied Studies Diploma, it will be increasingly difficult with each year that passes to switch to the standard or advanced studies diploma. When making decisions on your child's diploma options, it is essential to understand and be aware that starting in the 2018-2019 school year, students who are in the 9th grade for the first time will have different graduation requirements. Although your IEP team and school counselor can provide you with all the details, one of the new changes includes a reduction in the number of verified credits needed to graduate. Both the standard and advanced studies diplomas will require students to earn 5 verified credits, 2 in English and 1 each in math, science, and history. In summary, it is important to begin thinking about your child's diploma options as soon as she enters school and continue to monitor her progress throughout the entire kindergarten through 12th grade experience. Although you can change your mind about what diploma you would like to earn, it is important to plan to achieve the highest diploma possible, and to be certain the diploma earned is the one that best meets the goals your child has set for herself. And remember, if your child chooses the Applied Studies Diploma, it will be difficult, if not impossible, to reverse course later. It is important to remember the diploma your child chooses and the courses taken in high school and after need to align with her career goals, so the journey has the least number of roadblocks and detours as possible. Start early. Utilize resources in the school and community. Ask a lot of questions, and your child will be well prepared for her career journey. For more information on anything in this module, please refer to the document to your right, Critical Decision Points for Families of Children with Disabilities, or the Virginia Department of Education website. This video was created by the Virginia Department of Education, VDOE, with funding provided by the Virginia Board for People with Disabilities, VBPD. If you have any questions, please contact Tracy Lee, Family Engagement Specialist, at the VDOE at tracy.lee@doe.virginia.gov.
Awesome. So I think that that's just a really great synopsis of really what Kathryn was saying. And here we have the diploma options laid out so that you can see all of the different requirements for the different diplomas. The advanced diploma is as it says at the bottom, it's the best diploma for individuals wishing to attend a 4-year college. A standard diploma, again, it's that caveat that students can attend a 4-year college with this diploma, but it's more suitable for students wishing to attend a community college or into a career directly after graduation. And an Applied Studies Diploma does not meet the stipulations for an Advanced Studies Diploma or a Standard Diploma. So the video that we showed, I really like. It's from our partners at I'm Determined. And as they said, it was made in conjunction with the VDOE document, Critical Decision Points. And I think it's a wonderful tool to share with families and IEP teams to really help capture the different outcomes by diploma status. So we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about programs that are available within Henrico County before graduation to prepare students for their post-secondary plans. So they're all listed here, but I have a slide for each one of them. And Kathryn and I were excited to go through and talk with you about each one. So first we have Positive Vibe Cafe, which is a really great opportunity for our students. We do offer internships several times a year where students are actually able to go over and participate in an internship at Positive Vibe. If you're not aware, Positive Vibe is a really amazing restaurant over in Forest Hill. they employ and train individuals with disabilities. So it's just a wonderful opportunity, both in the community to go out and see all the empowering work that they do, and for our students who are interested in learning more about restaurants and restaurant skills to be able to have that opportunity. And then we have our co-op program. Kathryn, did you want to talk about that?
Sure. Our co-op program is a program that we offer to students when they turn 16. So in the year that they are, and which is usually their 10th grade year, they'll will be turning 16. And so these are opportunities in which Rebecca and I cultivate relationships with employers in the community, and we set up different types of mini internships or ongoing job opportunities for students to participate in through their co-op classes. So co-op actually stands for Cooperative Work Experience Program. So basically what we do is we speak with our teachers, identify the needs of the students, and then what we try to do is form partnerships with employers in the community so that we can do the best that we can to match the needs of our students to the work experiences that we want to be able to provide them. So these usually will happen beginning in the 10th grade year. We usually have a co-op 1 class and a co-op 2 class. Co-op 1 classes can be offered to students below the ages of 14, and these are actually classes that participate in work experiences that are directly located on the student's campus. So this would be also us working with the case managers and teachers to identify working opportunities and vocational experience directly on their student campuses.
Thank you. And then, as I said earlier, we are so lucky in this county that we have transition facilitators that are embedded within the ACE Center classes. And if you're not familiar with those classes, there's a link right here where I'd like to show you all of the different opportunities that are available by cluster. So I'm just going to scroll down them. There are so many opportunities for our students to be able to earn certifications, to get prepared for the workforce, and just to really be able to explore vocations that they might be interested in and gain those experiences while they're in school. And again, we have Dennis Alshetsky, who's at Highland Springs ACE, and Melanie Crocker, who is at Hermitage ACE. And you can see this list just goes on and on and on. So if you have any questions about those, I would encourage you to reach out either to Kathryn and myself, or Dennis or Melanie, or even your high school counselor, and have them tell you more about these courses. Students do usually apply their 10th grade year for acceptance into programs their 11th and 12th grade year. Most of the classes are 2-year programs, but some are 1-year certifications.
And if I can just add real quick before we actually move into the next slide, is that there's also opportunities that if your student wants to start identifying and looking into some of those different types of careers, beginning as rising 6th graders, students can participate in what is referred to as summer polytech. So these are 30-day programs in the summertime, which students beginning when they're in their 8th grade, 9th grade year, they'd actually be able to start receiving a half credit for the participation in these programs. But it gives them quite a few years before they actually have to make a commitment to one of those career choices. And it gives them the opportunity to try each, as many as they can get in that amount of time. So within about 4 years, they could actually sample and get an idea of what is required for that particular career cluster or career choice. So it gives them an opportunity to get a little bit of a head start on helping them form that decision-making process.
Awesome, thank you. C-SEP is one of my favorite programs that we're able to offer in Henrico County. C-SEP stands for Career Skills Exploration Program, and it's actually a program that next year will be its 4th year. It's a collaboration between DARS, RSVP, which is a local job coaching entity, and Henrico County Public Schools. It's very unique in that a job coach actually teaches the program, and then ideally students are able to go out in the community and get a high-level overview of lots of different careers, occupations, and really just explore what they might like to do. So this program in particular is for students seeking an applied studies diploma, and an ideal candidate would be 18 to 22 years old. We often say that C-SEP is kind of a baby step to Project Search because Project Search is very similar in nature, in that the goal is learning about employment. So again, Project Search is going to be for a student who's seeking an applied studies diploma. It's going to be for someone who is, again, in that age range of 18 to 22. One of the coolest things about Project Search is that it is, again, a collaboration. So the instruction is actually held at St. Mary's Hospital. We have a teacher over there, a Henrico County Public Schools teacher, that teaches the program, and then it's supported by job coaches from VCU, again, in collaboration with our partners at DARS, which is the Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services. This program is usually the last year that a student is enrolled in school, again, up until their 22nd birthday. So it's just another really amazing way for students to be able to explore what they might like to do through the internships at the hospital. The employment.
I'll
Excellent.
talk about that one, just so that you don't have to talk through the Employment Skills Academy. We are excited to announce that we will be having its inaugural year this upcoming 21-22 school year. This is a program in which students will be participating in ACE Center programs that might not in the past have been as successful on their own working through the ACE Center programs. So this is a program in which it's a stepped program in which students start out in 3 years. It's a 3-year long program in which they start out where they do a job exploration, then they move into a situation where they do different types of, they try different types of opportunities at the ACE Center, and then they move into where eventually they would be working in the community utilizing a job coach. So this is one of those programs in which we are really excited to get started, and we'll have a lot of additional information available as we move forward with that. We did just recently make our first selection for that, and so we will be moving forward with that this school year and have additional information at a later date.
Excellent. It's really exciting. The next move, I think, is an amazing opportunity for students, both within the school and outside of the school. So the Next Move program offers lots of different both internships and externships. Right now, well, actually, pre-pandemic, they were partnering with Henrico County Public Schools to have an internship at our local YMCA. Currently, they're doing an internship that's totally virtual through Altria. They have lots and lots of different opportunities that are always available. So I would recommend that if you were interested in learning more about the Next Move, that you reach out again to either Kathryn or myself, and we're happy to tell you more about all the intricacies of their program. Some of the internships are free and some do incur a cost, but they do really, they promote really great transitional opportunities for our students. And then I'm determined. If you've ever met me in person, then you know that I'm determined is something that I am so passionate about. They have an amazing wealth of knowledge, materials, resources for families, teachers, and teams. Two of the things that I'd really like to point out that they do for families are the Youth Summit and Move, which are both summer opportunities for students and families together to learn more about being determined and self-advocacy and learning more about yourself and your disability and learning how to talk about that and how to propel that to the future and to being able to move into post-secondary careers or educational opportunities. There's just a wealth of information. And those two big programs are usually held in the summer, but they have smaller programs throughout the school year that are just wonderful.
And I'll talk about pre-employment transition services. Pre-employment transition services are services that are provided by DARS the Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services. These services are services that are available to students upon a DARS pre-ETS, we call it pre-ETS referral, and the DARS counselor, in conjunction with both Rebecca and I, will begin to work with students on looking at exploring jobs, looking at work-based learning, looking at education and training that will be required to support post-secondary goals, work readiness, and again, just like I am determined, we'd be looking at promoting self-advocacy skills. So these are actually skills that that we work on while a student is still enrolled in high school.
Thank you. And DARS opens the door for so many different opportunities. One of those is Wilson Workforce Rehabilitation Center, which is located in Fishersville, Virginia. And we often talk about Wilson in kind of an umbrella term, because Wilson Workforce is a facility that has lots and lots of different programs. So listed here are just some of the programs that are available for students to pursue post-secondary. So that would mean after they graduate school, they would work with their DARS counselor and their transition facilitator if they were interested in pursuing one of these opportunities to gain industry level certification. And you can see here that they also offer driving evaluations, assistive technology evaluations, as well as wheelchair seating. All of these things are available through DARS and pre-ET services, which Kathryn just talked about. So it's really important that as students become ready to work, ready to look forward to the future, that they are referred for those services, because DARS is an integral part of being able to access these services.
The PERT program is a post-employment rehabilitation training program that actually is sponsored and is held at Wilson Workforce in Fishersville. The PERT program is a selection, application-based and selection-based program in which students in Henrico County can apply for beginning in their 16-year-old year. And basically what it does is it is a 9-day program, in which normally it's a 9-day program. With this upcoming session that we'll be having this summer, it is going to be a bit abbreviated because of COVID concerns. So it will be a little bit shorter for those individuals that will be participating this summer. But normally it is a 9-day program that our slot for Henrico County is at the last week in July and the first week in August. Students that are selected will actually go and they will stay in a dormitory, Rothrock Hall, in which they will be evaluated on how they keep their room up, or will they get up on time? How do they get along with their roommates? Anything that could go along with interacting with individuals in a dorm-like type of situation. In addition, they get to pick 2 to 3 of the VOC evaluation areas that they would like to try. And during those days that they're there, they will be giving opportunities to try different types of vocational opportunities. And then we end up meeting, a comprehensive report is written, and then the teams meet at the beginning of the school year following that VOC evaluation process. And we talk about what were challenges, what were great, and then how do we incorporate that into our post-secondary planning as we move forward through the rest of their high school year.
Awesome. And then this is a chart that I'm happy to email to anyone who's interested. This kind of lays out opportunities for students when they're exiting school, so post-secondary opportunities based on diploma status, because I think one of the most important takeaways from this presentation is that that it really is different depending on which diploma status a student is going to be exiting with. So on the far left, we have opportunities for students exiting with a standard or advanced standard diploma. And you can see here that we're talking about college and university, the armed services. We have the Courage to Succeed, which is a really great program that partners with J. Sargent Reynolds to provide just a little bit of extra support. I also have listed here PAVE at J. Sargent Reynolds, which has recently had a redesign and has some really wonderful opportunities for students, again, who are maybe interested in attending college, but not getting a degree. Maybe they're interested instead in getting some of those certifications. That's what PAVE would assist a student in doing. And then we also have linked here the Community College Workforce Alliance. And that's another really great program. It was formerly known as Middle College. And it's an opportunity for students, again, to have that college experience. Those classes are going to be at either J. Sargent Reynolds or John Tyler, and students are going to be earning stackable industry certifications in fields of their choice or that they're interested in. In the middle column, we have opportunities that can be accessed by students that are exiting either with a standard or advanced studies diploma or an applied studies diploma. So those are those A-Center classes that we were talking about, Wilson Workforce that we just discussed, PERT and Community PERT. Community PERT is typically held in the summer, and that would have all the same features as PERT that Kathryn spoke about, except it would be in the community. It would actually be housed at Virginia Randolph Education Center. We have the technical centers, Job Corps, JARS, which is so important for students who are interested in working when they leave school. Resources for Independent Living is a program that we haven't talked too much about. They have lots of really wonderful resources. Probably the most accessed by students from Henrico is their Learning to Drive class. And that class is usually 6 weeks long, and it actually teaches students how to pass their learner's permit test. So it kind of walks through step-by-step resources and study guides on how to pass that test. It's a really, really great resource. And then listed at the bottom here is Career Start, which is a part of the Community College Workforce Alliance, and just has a little more focus on on assisting students with obtaining their vocational post-secondary goals. And then for students with an applied studies diploma, we have a lot of the programs that we've talked about tonight. C-SEP, Project Search. ACET is at VCU. It's a really great program for students exiting school with an applied studies diploma who are interested in exploring what it's like to be at a college and study at a college, with, again, an emphasis on some vocational work. So actually they're going to be learning and studying with the support of some graduate students, and then have internships at VCU. Then we have Mason Life and Longwood Life, which are very similar programs. Mason Life is at George Mason and Longwood Life is at Longwood. And those are programs for students once they graduate with their applied studies diploma to learn just a little bit more about independent living, and to be able to, again, have that college experience. And then last listed there is the Next Move, which is just a wonderful opportunity for individuals to be able to learn a little bit more about what they want to do through lots of different internships or externships. And again, this program, if you would like, I could email to you. And all of these that are underlined in blue are actually live links that you could click on to learn more about those different programs. So then we have Transition University through PTSI, and this is a really fantastic opportunity. They just announced that they're having another summer training, and as it says here, it's a free, parent-friendly 5-week self-paced course. It's really fantastic. I actually did it earlier this year. Things I love about it is that it's focused directly towards Virginia and opportunities that are in Virginia. And it's free and self-paced. So it's a wonderful opportunity. You can take it as many times as you'd like. And it's a great way to build your resources and to form relationships with different organizations such as PTSI to be able to help for your post-secondary planning. And then these are some resources that we thought would be really important for you to have. Waiver services are super important for students who might qualify. We talked about DARS and pre-ed services. And I just talked about PTSI, which offers lots of different training opportunities, and that Transition University is definitely one of them. I'm Determined. If you've never gone to that website, I highly recommend it. There are so many wonderful resources for families, for students, and for teachers. The Henrico Schools Family Engagement page might be where you found this training tonight. The Down Syndrome Association of Greater Richmond has excellent resources all the time, lots of self-advocacy, lots of job training, just a really great resource, as is the Autism Society of Virginia and the Partnership for People with Disabilities. All of these resources have an incredible wealth of knowledge, and I would recommend reaching out to any of them for questions. And then here is our contact information, both our email addresses and phone numbers. And that concludes our planned presentation. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them for you.
Thank you so much. This is great information for our families. And it's great that it's being offered and actually on our website so they can go back and review the information and make those contacts. So we really appreciate you guys for joining us this evening for our Bridge Builders Academy.